Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? I am in my Sunday mode, which means I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done, but I'm not getting very far. How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday? Um, for those of you joining me for the first time, my name is Cheryl Wright. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Montana, and I am here to inspire you one project at a time. So I have 3 projects for you tonight, so maybe one of them will speak to you tonight. I actually have 2 projects, and then I have 1 additional sample using this mystery stamping recipe. So, hi Nancy, how are you this evening? I'm going to go through the promotions really quick because I have not done that for a little minute. Just because I can, I guess. So we're going to add this. I have not done this for a little bit, so I just thought I'd let you know that what's going on if you are not a normal joiner on these things. So for some reason, I have a big shadow tonight. Oh, I need to move my computer back and my phone over maybe. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought I had everything adjusted. And you know how life goes. You think you got it all, and oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you're working on a scrapbook for Christmas. I haven't scrapbooked for a while. I fully intend to do it again when life slows down. When is that going to happen? I just need to finish cleaning my craft room, and then I can start setting up and just leaving it out. It's getting it out and putting it all away all the time. When I have a table over on that corner or something that I can just work on it, then I'll be happy. Hi, Deb. How are you this evening? So the 12 days of mystery stamping is where you're at now. The clearance rack was added to, and there are some products that are 60% off on the last chance sale. These are the products that are from this catalog that are leaving us at the end of, well, actually January 3rd. But they are while supplies last. So if there's something you want, you better get it now. And the list of things that are not available is growing daily. So there's that. There's some fun last chance products. I think I might be using one thing that's not last chance. Online exclusive. I think I'm using one of the products. Actually, I'm using more than one of the products. Oh, excuse me. That you can only get online. There's still some holiday paper and other papers that are available online. And the paper pumpkin kit. Today is the last day to sign up for this paper pumpkin kit. If you're unfamiliar with what paper pumpkin is, it is a subscription box that comes to your house for $24 a month in the United States only. Sorry. Maybe Canada. I'm not sure. But I can't sell to Canada anyway. So anyway, and you get, this one's got 9 cards, 3 of 3 designs. It's got a gift box, an ink spot, a stamp set, embellishments, foil die cuts, and adhesive. So, and your first kit always comes with an acrylic block that you need for stamping. Okay. And then this is the new Painted Wishes kit. All right. It had been a couple days since I had gone through what's happening in Stampin' Up! World. So I thought this would be a good time. Let's see who else has joined us. We're up to 7 people watching. That's awesome. Anyway, for me, that's awesome. I know there's some people that have, hundreds of thousands watching. I'm very happy with 7. So Nancy is working on scrapbook. Deb's here. Jay's here. And Deb is good for this evening. That is awesome. Speaking of Deb, you are our day 5 winner from yesterday's video. So good for you. So far, I have 5 winners, and I'll draw another one from someone who comments, shares, purchases, likes, whatever. Yeah, all the things. I go through, and then I find somebody, I pick somebody out of the hat and go from there. Deb even shared her card that she made from yesterday's recipe in our little Facebook group. So Thank you, Deb. And it was a very, very festive card, I said. It was very Christmassy. So let's go through what we've got going for this evening. Our mystery card is number 6. I put on, when I put the clue up, I said, we're halfway there. Did anybody sing it? Oh, halfway there. Gotta love Bon Jovi, right? So to get us started, we need cardstock, 4 1/4 by 11. We need to score at those places. I haven't scored mine yet. I will get to it. Coordinating cardstock, 2 4x4s. Pattern paper, 2 3 7/8. I just went with the same one. You can go with different ones if you want. White or vanilla cardstock, that is, now I'm going hoarse. I haven't talked that much today. 4 by 2.5. I guess I have talked a bit. I talked to my daughter. I just finished FaceTiming her a little bit ago. Maybe I used up all my voice. Anyway, white or vanilla dies, punches, scraps about 3 inches, whatever fits in your stamp. And ink set, adhesive, bling, da. So that's where we are with that one. So I am using current Christmas paper for this one. Hi, Jean. How are you? Jean, you're at the top of my list for getting stuff out. I just keep, I feel so bad. Score tool. So I have not forgotten you, Jean, and I will try to make it up to you. I will. Yeah, that's my job tonight after I get done with this. I better get my arm out because I'm going to need the arm. Got a pile of my next card over here. So, 2.5. Two and a half by 3 3/4 by 4. This doesn't look right, guys. Uh-oh. Something might have went wrong. Let me find my original. There shouldn't be a 3 3/4 and a 4 inch. I'm wondering if that 4 was part of that 3 3/4 and it got messed up in the transfer. And I have my cheat sheet right here. Oh, I'm sorry. If you already got yours folded, if you already have yours scored, we'll just ignore that one. Let me check. Things were going so well, too. Hi, Marion. A little chilly in Wisconsin, huh? Did I say 39? That's what happened. So the score that is on 4 inches, you don't need. Dagnabbit. I thought I proofed it. So we just won't crease that one. If you already did it, I apologize. I already did it, so I'm gonna have to live with that too. All right, so don't do the 4. Okay. This is supposed to be 3 3/4. So get rid of the 4. I apologize right now that did not copy and paste into my mystery card format very well. So it's there. Let's see here. That's 3 3/4. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm not going to do the 4 inch one. So if you did that, just don't score on it. Just don't crease it and it'll be fine. All right. And then 6 3/4. and 8 1/4. And actually, while I have this out, I am going to go ahead and score my other one too. I'm using Balmy Blue, so on the next card. So 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/8. 8 1/4. Yeah. Now I'm nervous that the rest of them aren't going to be right. Ay. So we're going to accordion fold these. And some of you who do mystery stamping with me a lot, you're noticing that I'm using a lot of my favorite ones. My favorite fun folds. What can I say? I do have a couple new ones coming up. I have another 3D one. I have a gift card holder coming up. And some more of my favorites. We have 6 left. So we have a larger end and a smaller end. I don't know if you can, no, you're going to have to just measure them. Or what you just need to do is to take this piece of paper, and if it barely fits, that's not the end it goes on. It goes on the other end, and it's going to go right there. All right. So I am going to do this first card horizontally. I got it right tonight. Horizontally. My next card I'm going to do vertically. So whatever paper you have ready to go will work just fine. And since we cut squares, you can choose which way you want to go. I'm doing this one this way. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment and get out my other pieces. The paper I'm using for this is Winter Meadow. I'm not sure if this is sold out or not. I have to check. But this is what I am using. I'm going to go ahead and let this run out. Well, that didn't take long. It went 1/4 of an inch and it died. So we are back to runny glue because I forgot to get a new one of those out. So mount those on your pieces, your square pieces of cardstock, whatever color you chose. I didn't get any under this end, and it's lifting up. So there's that one. And I need it in the corner. All right. There you have it. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Okay. So I said this is where this one's going to go. So that means these are going to go other places. And if you got it the wrong way, you just flip it over, right? So the big one, that's where that one's going to go. And it's underneath. So you're going to take your first one And it's going to fit. Actually, you know what? We're going to take your second one first so it's easier to deal with. It's going to go in here. So you only need adhesive on this part. It's going to hang out a little bit. I don't know what the technical term for this card is, but I call it a cascade fold. Not sure what's the official, if there is an official name for it. But in my notes, that's what I call it, is a cascade fold. So you saw me just put adhesive. Oh, I'm way down. I'm sorry. You saw me just put adhesive down here. So this doesn't have adhesive behind it. Okay. All right. So that's the middle piece. Got a little extra glue on it. Hope you didn't. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to line it up. So this will be basically your card base. So I'm going to put glue only over here, but don't go to the corners because there will be that margin around. Thank you for sharing, Nancy. I appreciate it. One of your friends that you shared it with yesterday came on and commented and thanked you for sharing. So I did owe her thank you. So if you get this on here like this, you can kind of line up your lines. My light seems a little dim tonight. I don't know why. Don't know if that helped or not. Ah, I must have bumped it. It was a little dim. Now it's better. So there you have your card base. Now for mine, so we're going to stamp on this. You were supposed to have a couple of vanilla dyes. I'm using a couple from the Nested Essential Dyes. And I am using tonight, I'm using the Forever Forest. I think this one's carrying over into the NIST catalog, but I'm not sure. Oh, thank you, Jean. You seem to like a lot of my fun folds because you like to get the card kits. Thank you very much for that, by the way. So, and then I'm also going to use the Brightest Glow because this one doesn't have any sentiments. So I'm going to use this. So I'm going to start off actually by making some more trees because my paper does not have enough trees. So I'm going to get a scrap of, I had a scrap of white. This is like too big of a scrap. Ah, I found a smaller scrap. That's better. I love fun fold cards. I feel like I didn't do enough for anything if I just do a regular card, but there are some cards that just need to be regular cards. Like I have to make a sympathy card tonight. It will just be a regular fold-in card. It won't be will not be a fun fold. There's nothing fun about funerals. So that's where I'm headed tomorrow. I should be back in plenty of time, but if I don't make it, now you know. And that's not going to fit. I was hoping it was going to fit on that scrap, but we'll just use this bigger scrap. And I need a scrap paper because I'm going to stamp off. I need a large die, not that one. And I die a block. And I'm going to use the shaded spruce. All right, that was easy. I decided because these are faded, I'm going to stamp off. I'm not going to do it as bright for this stamp. This one I have pretty well in my head. My next one's going to be a little bit of playing. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. Oh, you know what? That's not very bright. So maybe I won't stamp off. Maybe I'll stamp twice and I'll see which one I like better. 1, 2. I don't know. I kind of like the regular one, not the stamped off one. It's muted enough that it works. Woohoo! So this one actually has a die. So I'm going to turn around and cut this really quick. Uh-oh. Thought the die fell. Thought something fell. Something fell, but it might have been just a piece of paper. All right. Lining it up. Okay, so there's my trees. I'm going to put my trees on here. May as well give them a little. You know what? I'm going to run that other set through because I can use maybe those in the background. Wow. Just getting kind of creative today. Actually, I like to get creative every day. Okay, just a second, Deb. So Deb said, please show me how the DSP goes on. So the DSP goes on to the colored cardstock, and then it goes on this middle chunk. So you're going to put glue behind here. So, but not all the way behind, just to that border. And the same thing here. So you're just going to put glue. So the DSP goes on the cardstock. The cardstock goes on the card. If you need to wait to see it when I do the next one, that'll be shortly. Okay? All right. So this is my 2. I might just stagger those in the background. I know what I'm going to do. Once those creative juices flow and they start flowing, they just flow, flow, flow. So instead of having this just be the same behind it, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to put these on. That's just not laying flat. I'm going to put these on with some, we'll use some runny glue. Some Tombow liquid glue adhesive. Nobody calls it by its real name. Everybody calls it a different name. Green glue, runny, I call it runny glue. That's from being the second grade teacher for years. It was glue sticks or runny glue. I always had them use the runny glue as a last resort. I hope I got those there. That'll work. All right, so now they're just going to be background, just a little bit different levels. So these I'm going to pop up with dimensionals. And actually, I have a long piece that I can use. You know how I like to use those long pieces. That should hold it on. That's a little bit overkill, but yeah, I'm using up scraps. It doesn't matter. All right. There we go. Building a multi-layer card. All right, I'm going to set that over there. Put the die away before I lose the die. And then I'm going to stamp on this one. This is the one I thought could go right under here. Like that. Maybe I should have put those up a little bit higher, but this will be fine. And on this, I'm going to stamp to you and yours this Christmas. Okay. I use my grid paper to try to get things straight. Do you? Okay. To you and yours this Christmas. And I'm going to put the dimensionals kind of toward the bottom. Actually, I'm going to use some silver threaded twine. Also, got a stash. I put my extra in the middle. This will be perfect. So then I don't waste it. Because I don't have a dowel or anything that I keep my ribbon on. I do have a little shelf over here. So I'm going to use a little tear and tape since my dispenser is kaput. And I'm just putting a little tear and tape there in the middle. I know it's too long, but it'll be fine. The boys are working on accounting stuff upstairs. I'm happy to be downstairs, not with the accounting people. So I just went over a little bit. Fold it back over. It'll be fine. So I'm not going to use this full piece. So I just want, actually I need 3 pieces. So we'll do this. Because I like odd numbers. Our eyes like odd numbers. So I'm going to run it behind. And I'm just going to trim this end. There. All right. I might trim those up a little bit. And I might not. You never know. So now I'm moving on to the next layer. This layer. And I have a white die to put my next thing on. I'm going to do May the Piece of the Season, because the trees remind me of the piece of the season. Ooh, I'll stamp that crooked for sure if I put it on like that. Oh, somebody said that if you line up your block with a line on your grid paper and then line up your words, you'll stamp straight. We'll try it. anything to get it straight, right? So are you all actually doing the cards with me or just watching and doing them later or just getting ideas? All right. I'm trying to eyeball it. I think I went down too low. Oh, I did not center that at all. All right. That is why paper has two sides. The fancy little shapes around it. Stitching doesn't look as good on the second side, but it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. That looks better. Much better. Okay, I can live with this. I'm happy with this. All right, and I don't know that I'm going to put anything else there except for that. And I'm not going to use dimensionals on the inside because it will add a lot of bulk to my card. But I did grab the Stampin' Seal Plus. And we're going to just put that down. And it'll go in the middle. And then I did cut some trees out. So I think I might put my one of my shaded spruce. There, can you see the middle better now that the other one's not in the way? I might put my shaded spruce right there. And like I said, I think this stamp set is available. I think it not stamp set. Stamp set already carried over once. I don't know if it's carrying over again. I think the tree stamp set and dies are carrying over, but I would have to double check. There we go. All right, and then the next part is this little white card. In this little white card, I am going to put Merry Christmas. And my Merry Christmas, I think will fit. I'm hoping it will fit. It will fit. I measured it, but I didn't get it out of the case. And I'm just eyeballing it. I didn't even pretend like I was trying to line it up on my block. So I think I'm going to go to the top of it. And that's too close to the top. There we go. So this one, just watching, do it later. Awesome. Doing a card. Perfect. Well, like I said, I like to inspire you one project at a time. So I'm hoping this has inspired you to try this fun fold. I would love to see it. All right, so there's that. And I do have another little tree I think I might put over here. I don't want it to take over when the card is closed because these shapes are a lot brighter. Actually, I might do a smaller tree. I cut out a few. And I had a few left over from my tree video, my free class with trees. That was one I had issues with. If you haven't seen it, because you usually watch me live, go to my YouTube channel and go to my regular videos, because that one I had to load funny, and yeah. But it was one of the cards were absolutely gorgeous. And they weren't mostly my idea, so I can say that. I copy a lot. So there is card number 1. And then when it closes up, I made it so that stuck out. That wasn't the way I was supposed to do it. Huh. I was being so artsy fartsy, I forgot that part. All right, let's see if we can fix it. Ah! This may not move. Oh, look at that. It's going to move. I hope I didn't mess your card up. So I'm going to move this over. Give it just a little border. And then you know what? I'm going to put the tree on this side. And if the tree is, you can see the tree on this side, that is okay. So change the look of my card, but I could just take this tree off and let it go also. Maybe I'll use a smaller tree. Dang, I was doing so well. Only had a couple glitches on this one. All right. There, now when you close it, you don't see it much. So that's when it's closed. And that's when it's open. All right, let's go on to card number 2. Card number 2 is using a brand new stamp set that I've never used. On first look, to me, it's a little confusing. So we're going to hopefully figure it out. So you already watched me score this. Remember, we're not doing that 4. If you're just tuning in, I messed up. When I copied and pasted, this 4 somehow got enlarged or duplicated or something. So don't score at that 4 mark. So we're using the hot air balloon. And we're using the hot air balloon dies. And I'm using the lighter than air designer series paper. I wish it would they would just call this the hot air balloon paper. I'm also going to use the cloud punch that's in the annual catalog. And let's go ahead and get started. Get all my pieces. I'm shedding again. All right. So I told you we did this one horizontal. So this one, because it's a hot air balloon, we're going to go vertical. How's that for a plan? So go ahead and accordion fold your paper like we did before. The better you can get this crease, the better it will lay flat. It doesn't like to lay flat. Maybe if I went the other way now, maybe it would lay flat better. I just got a text. I was just checking to see who it is. Oh, it's my girl. Nothing major. So one of these, this piece of paper will fit on nicely. And one of these, this piece of paper, one end. So if I flip this around and this is what you got, it barely fit. That's not where it goes. It goes on the end that it fits nicely. This one looks too big. I don't think I trimmed this right. Ay, ay, ay. 4 by 2.5. Well, I got the 2.5 right. And I did 4 1/4 instead of 4. I'm glad it's too long instead of too short. You like the tree. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So this is a very fun paper. This is some of the paper that you can get in January. It is not celebration paper. This is stuff that's in the catalog. And I will flip through really quick so you can see. Like, as you can see, it's 6x6 paper. And some good, nice pastels. Some clouds, some stripes, some polka dots, and some hot air balloons. And that's what we're going to use right now. So I'm going to glue these. I chose white as my other color because I didn't know what other one to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these. And you'll notice I have one that's a little smaller than the other. I had an issue, and so one's just going to be a little smaller than the other. And it will be fine. The margin will just be a little bigger around one. You know what? I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one down to match it. So mine's just going to be a little bit smaller. I had a weird edge. And so that's what happened. I thought there was no sense in throwing it away. I would just use a little. So this one's going to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And you know, you just use what you have sometimes. So that's going to go on here. Ooh, I'm going long tonight. I'm sorry. I guess you can leave whenever you want and come back whenever you want, huh? Some projects just go faster than others. So there's one. Here is the other. Okay. There we have it. I have a tree trying to be a part of this card. So let me get this right. This is where this piece fits. So that's where this piece is not going. So I am going to, since this kind of matches, not kind of, it matches right there. That yellow does a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put that one underneath. I'm going to put this one on top. And then when you open it, it will look kind of like they're floating together. I would have done it if I was a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I would have made sure these stacked, but it wasn't. So, all right, I'm going to do the middle first. So go ahead and put your glue on here. Not all the way to the edge, because it's going to have a little bit of a border. And as you can see, I went a little past over here. So I'll have to get my adhesive eraser out when it dries. Or now. All right. Issue solved. And then this one's going to fold down. We're going to put some glue on here. I don't know who comes up with these. I love finding fun folds, but I don't know that I've ever created one of my very own. So there's that. Now, when it opens, All right. So I have this stamp set, Up, Up, and Away. Hooray, it's your birthday. So that's what we're going to use. And that one fits on this die. And that die goes with this stamp. Be careful when you're pulling them out so you don't pull those apart. So this goes on with that stamp. So we're going to start there. And we need colors. I think Fresh Freesia. Oh no, I wanted to use Azure Afternoon. I knew there was one that I wanted to use. So pretty. Oh, you know what? I need the ink, not the paper. Ay, 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 ay. I tell you, ladies, gentlemen, some days I grab the wrong stamp ink. There we go. So we're going to use this scrap paper, see how far we can get. How's Christmas shopping going? Anybody have theirs done yet? I certainly do not. There we have that one. And then, where are the dies? So this one will cut out this one. And then I'll have that one to go over across the top of that. So it looks like I need a basket. Nope, I don't need that basket. I need this basket. So I need to stamp a basket. Okay, I can do that. Like I said, I looked at it and was like, okay, there's a lot of pieces here, and I'm not sure which piece goes where. So we're going to stamp a basket. And the basket's going to be matchy-matchy. That's how I roll. I'm a matchy-matchy girl. So I need a small. Actually, I probably should have done a little wicker basket. No, we'll be matchy-matchy. They're all orange baskets. I'm not an orange basket person. Okay, that's ready to go. I'm going to turn around and die cut these two things. It's just easier to have this set up behind me instead of having to drag it out every time. Going to Great Falls tomorrow to finish shopping. Had a pampered chef party and got a lot done. Good for you. Very, very good. All right, we have an issue. That does not cut out my basket. This cuts out my basket. There's 3 different baskets. Interesting. Interesting. So you have to get the right basket. It shifted. Should have used some Post-it note tape, but it's okay. It shifted appropriately. So the $1 million question is, have you ever gone up in a hot air balloon? And if not, would you? It's one of those things I think I would do. I'm not sure I really would do it though. I'm not a fan of heights. I do fly in airplanes or ride in airplanes. I do not jump out of them. My son does that. My nephew. Crazy kids. All right. New photopolymer, you always test. It's getting better. It usually has a film on it from the factory still, so you just play around with it until you like the way it's stamping. And then you're good to go. Okay. Hip, hip, hooray, it's your birthday. That's a fun one. All right, let's put this together. I don't want to lose that basket die. Oops. I don't want to lose that die either. So let's see. This is going to go on here like that. So I'm just going to use my glue. Could almost cut those off and put a different color there. There's a little idea for you. So then this is going to go on the front here. I'm going to trim up that bottom. It's weird since I trimmed off that side. There, that's better. All right, we're going to use some dimensionals. And since this already has the sentiment on it, I don't need a white piece for the top for the sentiment for this. All right. Hip, hip, hooray. It's your birthday. I'll need a little dimensional for, I don't know if a big one will fit. Oh, we'll just use a little one. But 2 came for the ride. Like I said, you can get this product in January. Yes, you would. It's on your bucket list. Very good. Jamie, that was Marion. Jamie says no, and no, I'm scared of heights. And Nancy's never ridden in a hot air balloon, afraid of heights. Yeah. I don't know what it is about us and our fear of heights, ladies. But I think it's a good fear. Yeah, when my son jumped out of the airplane, I thought he was crazy. Absolutely certifiable. He said he can't wait to do it again. So, all right. Now, I thought a good one for this would be the cloud punch. So we're going to put Wish Big in a cloud. I did cut out some other clouds, so we can add a couple other clouds. So wish big. I need a new stamp. Check it out first. Ooh, that one turned out really well the first time. Good job. Good job Stampin' Up. I like that wish big. I like that font. I told you we're going to take the cloud punch to this one. We're going to put a big, and if you hit stamp first, then you can kind of line it up how you want it. Pop it out. I love punches. I just love them. They're so much easier than cranking out on the die cut machine, but I know that you're limited to what you can do with a punch, and there's so many die options. Okay, so again, we're going to make smarter choices this time and not have it so it shows below this line. So I'm going to put wish big inside up here. And I'm going to go ahead and use, oh no, I won't use dimensionals because it is inside and you don't want, these are already going to be thick because of the fun fold. So I'll just go that route. There we go. And then I do have a couple other clouds that I cut out. There's some clouds in the set, so I cut some of those out. So I thought we'd just throw those on also. These actually could go anywhere. So it doesn't matter if these are seen. But that was weird. I did that backwards. Floating through the clouds. I just put my finger in that. I'll put that one down. It doesn't have to be touching. There we have that. And now we have this piece. Actually, I think I might, no, I'll stick with black for my fonts. And this doesn't have a happy birthday. It has a hooray at your birthday. So I am pulling in this one. This one is in the catalog that's retiring, but this is a stamp set that is carrying over to the spring. So happiest of birthdays is in here, and it is current and will stay current. I think it switches to an online exclusive after its catalog retires. But it's got so many awesome sayings in it. Ugh. So if I get a halo the first time I use it, I give my stamp set my stamp a little haircut because I have a feeling I'll probably get a halo the next time too. And trimming your stamps, how many of you have been around long enough to, when we used to trim all of our stamps, we'd have to cut them and put them on blocks and all that fun stuff. All right. And I know I've got this on the block crooked, but much better. Much, much better. All right. Wow. Over an hour tonight. Must be good projects if it takes us an hour to show you 2 of them. The same kind of recipe. Now this suite of products has, oh, it's kind of crooked. It's fine. it has, so that's what that project looks like closed. It has the paper, the dies, it has some of these, and it also has some twine. Where can we put some twine? I don't know. I'll put some of these on. I didn't put bling on anything else. Might have to put some bling on it. And I do have a third project. It's already done though. Some of you have already seen it, but it uses the online exclusives. So actually that color is not the one I want to bring attention to. I really don't like that color. I like it, but I don't like it as all the baskets. It would seem to me that some of the baskets could have been a different color. And I'll use one of these. Anyhow, there is my second project. All right, let's get some room so I can share all three of them at the same time. So if you watch me frequently, when I did my Fluffiest Friends class, I did this one. And I put the little butterflies, and this opens this way. This one's hard to do on this camera. So there you have it. Sending hugs. I don't remember what font they're with. What set that's from. That comes from a different, maybe it's from that Fluffiest Friends. I don't remember. So that one's sending hugs. And then this is card number 2. And this is card. These two go vertical, and this one goes horizontal. So those are my 3 cards. This is going to be fun trying to take pictures of these 3. You'll see a lot of my hands probably in it. Oh, I guess I put the twine on this one. That can be my embellishment, but I might put something else on it. So there you have it. Those are the 3 cards for tonight. I can't. If I pull my hands back any further, we're going to get a little explosion. If you would like to order anything, there's the host code. And tomorrow night we'll be here at 6 unless I get stuck at the funeral for some reason, but I don't foresee that happening. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for crafting with me. Have a great night.